So now it's time to talk about the cards that make the tarot deck. The tarot deck, which is the major arcana. So these are the most cryptic cards of the deck, and probably the part where you would require the most self study to fully understand. But that does not mean that you can't get a good grip on them right from the very beginning. So the major arcana cards, they deal with archetypes, with life lessons, with ideal forms, kind of like the idea of Plato's ideal forms. We call them archetypes. They deal with principles. You might want to call them spiritual principles, or they just might be principles of life to you. So when these major arcana cards come up, you kind of need to ask yourself, what forces are at work here? Another way to phrase that is, what's the landscape? What's the weather? What's the undercurrent of the life situation that we're talking about? Like, for example, if somebody's having very out of control emotions, it might be because the underlying situation or the underlying current is that they're getting divorced and they're very angry at their partner. So something like that could be expressed through a major arcana card, and then that way all the other things that are coming up kind of make sense in that context. So these major arcana cards are talking about context. And you will notice that a lot of the cards themselves, as well as the definitions that I'm going to give you, are the plus a noun. English tends to indicate that we're talking about the higher form of something, like the law. So we're talking about the whole idea of the law and how it's supposed to function and the legalities of thing and what makes things legal and not legal anyway when we're talking about quote unquote the law, as opposed to talking about, an individual policeman or an individual judge or something like that. We talk about it in a higher way, as in the law. So that's kind of the idea behind the major arcana. So let's quickly go through a set of cryptic definitions, and you can work on your own set of cryptic definitions as you learn the tarot better. The Fool, Beginner's Mind, a whole new chapter. The Magician, the focus of will, abracadabra, make it happen, as above, so below, the law of attraction. The High Priestess, mitochondrial DNA, how many generations do we have stored in every cell of the body? The Empress, Gaia, the Earth Mother, fertility goddess, Venus. The Emperor, the Patriarch, the establishment, stability and foundations. The Hierophant, the patriarchy hierarchy, social systems, teacher and student. The Lovers, choices, crossroads, does love always win? The Chariot, worldly achievement through personal focus and power. Strength, if you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the porch. Hermit, the wisdom of the heart. Wheel of Fortune, you can't win if you don't play, the fickle finger of fate. Justice, what would you do if you weren't going to be judged? The Hanged Man, stuck, hung up, in need of a new perspective and or faith. Release the ego. Death, endings that hurt but that lead to better places. Letting go. Just let go. Temperance, healing, art, combining things in new ways. The Devil, I can't because. Fill in the blank. I can't because. The Tower. Unexpected turn of events. I didn't see that coming. The Star. Hopes, wishes, and dreams. The Moon. Things that go bump in the night. What you're afraid of. Past lives. The Sun. Celebration. Everything is right with the world. Judgment. The coming out card. Allowing hidden parts of yourself into the light of day. Hearing the call of the soul. The World. Knowing what I know now, there is no turning back.